Hey guys, and CS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. We're finally back to weekly updates on this after that, week-long break. Anyway, today's date is Monday, June 14th, 2021. So this will have covered the week of June 7th through 13th of 2021. So there's quite a bit of things to mention here, both with YouTube and gaming and trophy hunting. So we got a good bit to talk about, even though I didn't earn too many trophies this week. So first and foremost, I will say once again, for those who haven't heard, Conan Exiles now has DLC with trophies after like 3 or 4 years, which is absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't have had a problem with this if they had been releasing trophy DLC for that whole 3-year period that the game's been out. If they had been doing that, then it would be expected that they would still be releasing DLCs with trophies, and I wouldn't really be that offended by it, aside from the fact that it's extremely overpriced, sort of like how Borderlands 3 is. But with all of that, I just still cannot possibly understand why they decided to do this now. I assume it was just to screw with trophy hunters and try to suck some money from us. And unfortunately, it's probably going to work because a lot of trophy hunters are going to buy that now, so their sales are going to go up. And then they'll probably end up doing it again. I mean, you can use the admin panel, so it's not as bad as it could be, but it's just really, really annoying that it's a thing. So along with that, I will say, I know that my schedule has been a little bit screwy recently. I mean, last week didn't do everything I wanted to upload. I spent a lot of time editing stuff because there's a lot of videos I currently have to edit. I've got 8 or 9 Aruba vlogs to do, which the first one's actually completely edited and ready to go, so it'll be up later this week. There's still 2 more parts to that Mario Party 8 game. I know those don't get a whole lot of views, but they're fun, and it's sort of a passion project again, like I've talked about. And then it's sort of the same way with that stream we did on Saturday. It wasn't a very long stream. I know it didn't get a whole lot of views, but it was kind of fun just to try something completely different. I probably won't be doing that again, but sometimes you just got to experiment a little bit and see what happens and see what people like or not. So, I think I told you guys last time that I played a little bit of Division Survival. I didn't play it this week because I've just been so busy with other games and with editing and stuff. So I will probably jump back into it at some point. I think what I really need is I think that you don't want to do it with more than 2 people in your group, just because then you really have to divide up the resources a lot more. So if I could find someone that really knows what they're doing and teach me how to play it, I'm sure that it would be possible to start doing it solo. Because now that I know that you can actually still get into matches in a little bit more reasonable time limit, usually within 5 minutes approximately, I'm a little bit less worried about it. So it's just, managing to beat it and doing it before servers someday shut down. I don't know. So as for games I actually played this week, as you can see, there are 4 games on the list right now from this past week. The first one is the North American PS Vita version of Drowning. So I did the North American and European PS4 versions, like within, I think, the last couple hundred platinums. And this is a fairly decent little game. It's about, mental health and everything, and it's actually, I think, pretty well done personally. But the good thing about it is that the Platinum Trophy is extremely easy. The bad thing is that for some reason it's not a cross-buy game like so many others are. So you are going to have to buy it a second time. Now, it used to only be $3, but I was really cheap. I mean, those of you who know me in real life would know that I'm extremely cheap. But what ended up happening was a whole bunch of these easy, quick Platinum and 100% games on the Vita have recently dropped to 99 cents a piece, so they come out to like $1.06 with sales tax or whatever the tax is. So I figured, hey, with that, might as well go ahead and pick it up when I was just browsing the store and saw that this game was, I think, on sale on PS4 as well. So to get the Platinum Trophy, you have to get all of the different endings in the game, so you have to beat the game 4 times. But the game has actually added in a feature that allows you to basically skip entire scenes, because the game's divided into 4 years, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And those are sort of the levels of it. And you can actually now skip those just by pausing and going to the menu, so that'll allow you to speed up the process a lot to where you can get the Platinum in 30 to 60 minutes, whereas it used to would have taken probably 2+ hours and been a little more boring. So you have the main ending, which I believe requires you to go into the portal by going into the cabin during year 12. So go to the cabin and then walk forward to the portal. The first secret ending is earned in either year 10 or year 11. You like turn around behind you and walk down a secret path. Then secret ending 2, I believe, comes from walking around, or no, either secret ending 2 or secret ending 3. One of these occurs from, I think this one is the one that occurs by walking around the cabin at the end and just following the path there. And this one occurs by going into the cabin and going to the portal, but not going through the portal and instead walking around it. So that's a trophy that you're going to get as well, just for completing the 3 or all the game endings. So those are all story-related trophies. And then this one is completely unmissable the first time you start up the game. So apparently 1.6% of people who played this game didn't even start it. That's really unexpected. This one I would have thought would be like 99.9%. So then you have a lot of year-specific trophies. So you have to try and swim in the pond at the very beginning of year 8. Just turn around. Oh, so it's years 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I believe. So you want to turn around in year 8 and try to go into the water. Then in year 11, you want to try to walk back and forth to the side of the bridge 10 times until this trophy unlocks. Then at the very beginning of year 12, turn around and try to climb up a large rock. Then toward the end of year 12, you are going to come across a cabin, and as soon as you can see the cabin, turn to the right and try to climb up the hill next to it. Then you have to find various collectibles. Unfortunately, I don't remember what level each of these are in, so you are going to want to be looking at a guide. I followed Bad Driver's Guide for this game, but you're going to want to be following a guide for each of these collectibles, as they are fairly well hidden in this game. Like, they're kind of hidden in grass and behind trees and stuff. And the levels seem like they could be fairly big and expansive to where you could potentially get lost trying to find them, even though you can be guided along by the dialogue and stuff. So very quick and easy platinum trophy. Pretty good game, like I've said before. I mean, it's a walking simulator pretty much. So let's see. First trophy I got was 8:21 p.m., possibly 8:20. Yeah, 8:20 p.m. Finished it at 9. So it took me 40 minutes, but I certainly could have done it a little bit faster. So quick and easy platinum trophy. That's the final stack of that I'm doing for now, but I think that there is a PS5 version now, so I'll probably end up doing that someday if it's cross-buy. Next up, Minecraft list number 2. I was worried that this would eventually happen. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised because it's been like almost a year, I think, since the final update came out for the main trophy list that pushed it to 127. But now we got a new list, and I'm a little bit surprised that we got one, especially after waiting this long. I kind of thought that they were just going to wait until a PS5 version and stop giving trophy lists for this version, and then just on the PS5 version you can have more than 128 trophies. So this trophy list is actually apparently pretty easy according to the forum posts. So for this one you have to just push a goat into a boat and then ride in the boat with your goat. Pretty self-explanatory there. Then this one you have to, I think you have to place like 20 copper blocks and then add beeswax or honey or whatever to them and then wipe them off, which is really kind of weird. I mean, I know it's a Karate Kid reference, but I thought he cleaned a car, not copper blocks. And then you get a gold trophy here. I think you're supposed to just make an axolotl, make it attack something and then kill the thing it attacked. But someone on PSN Profiles put in forums like there's a world that you can go to, a realm or whatever you can go to, because you have to, presumably you have to do this in Bedrock, so the new version, you can't do it in Additions, presumably. I mean, Additions wouldn't even have this stuff in it, presumably, so from what I heard, though, you can like go into that through Bedrock or through like realms or whatever and go into someone else's world, and they've got it set up to where you can knock all these trophies out in like 10 to 20 minutes, which is really nice. So thankfully that might be a good option for the future if people are nice enough to create trophy worlds and stuff, which I'm sure that they will. But I don't really know how many more DLCs we're going to get for this game, because yeah, it could go up to 128, but I just don't see them releasing that many DLCs on PS4. I mean, I would think we are going to get a PS5 version of the game at some point, probably by the end of this year, or at latest in 2022. You would think we'd be getting one, and at that point, They'd still continue to release a few of the DLCs probably for the PS4, like what they did for the PS3 version once the PS4 was out. The PS3 version, I think, went through the aquatic update, so like the 7th or 8th update on the PS4 version. But I kind of doubt they'd do that many on this because they'd want to optimize everything for the PS5 version and probably stop updating this at an earlier time. But I guess we'll have to see about that. But I mean, with the whole realms option and the ability to jump into other people's worlds like that, I wouldn't think this will be too difficult, especially if you can find people to do it with. And honestly, those trophies actually aren't that complicated compared to some of the previous Minecraft DLCs, so it shouldn't be too much to worry about. Then we have LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 through 7 for the Vita. This game is pretty fun. I think I mentioned it previously. So a huge chunk of the trophies are going to come from beating all of the duels, which is going to take an extremely long time because I think there's over 100 duels in the game, so there's quite a few for that. As well as 100%ing the game, that's pretty typical for a LEGO game. But with the duels, what I've found the best option, at least for now, to do, and I don't know if it'll work for every single duel, but it's worked for pretty much all of them so far, is to just turn in one direction and spam the square button as fast as you can to just spell cast quickly, and eventually it breaks their shields and breaks their defenses. So hopefully that'll work. I don't know if it'll work for every single one, but hopefully it will. So 100% the game is complete all the duels, and then in each of the game's levels, there's only 14 levels, though they're all divided up into multiple sections. But there's only 14 levels, and each one has a set number of sorting hats, which are basically like a mini kit. And then they each have a red brick, and they each have a certain number of character tokens. So there's really not a whole lot of collectibles or anything in this game. I believe you can also save and quit out of the levels. There's also your true stud meter, so true wizard meter. And everything, like the hub world in this game is tiny, which is actually really kind of nice because it's way better than, say, the Lego Hobbit hub world on Vita or the Lego like Marvel Superheroes one that's apparently pretty brutal on Vita. All it is just like one major area of the Hogwarts castle, and all that you can do there is you can go into the 4 different movies, of which I've so far completed the Order of the Phoenix, but you can go into the 4 movies, you can go into a bonus room that I think unlocks things with the sorting hat collectibles, because they're sort of like mini kits. There's a cauldron that allows you to switch characters, and there is a store and a character customizer that are all sort of right there together. So there's not really a whole like hub world that you have to explore. I would think that there might be like one collectible hidden in the hub world somewhere, but I don't know yet if that's true or not. You would think there would be like maybe one character token or something hidden there. Then you have to just complete the game, which, like I said, it's 14 missions or 14 levels. Apparently, it's 4 levels for Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows Part 2, and only 2 for Part 1, which kind of makes sense because there's not as much game-worthy in the first Deathly Hallows movie or book. Well, movie, really. Then you have the red bricks and characters, which I already talked about. Then I got this trophy for... Oh, no, I got this one last week. Just take no damage. This one's going to come pretty naturally if you just use the spam square. Then this one is going to require you to use only Protego to deflect shots. It's going to make the duel take a little bit longer, but it's still pretty easy if you just do it on like one of the lowest tier duels. Then this one, you have to defeat Voldemort in a duel without taking damage. I assume that you can probably do this in Dueling Club, because I'm sure you duel in there, but I did it in the final section of the Order of the Phoenix's final level. So as Voldemort, we have to defeat Harry Potter, so presumably we just have to switch over to Voldemort and do that one. 10 million studs and 100 million studs, you have multipliers, I know that for a fact. Defeat one of each enemy is probably going to come naturally. This one you need to use like either Confundo or Imperius or something. I don't know exactly what you do for this one, but I'm sure it's easy. The mini kits, which are the sorting hats. Then you just have just a bunch of character-specific trophies and stuff. Nothing really to worry about. Like, I don't think this game's going to be very difficult or very time-consuming overall, like maybe a 15-ish hour platinum. Just depends how long the Dueling Club takes. But the game's fun so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I liked Years 5 through 7 on the PS4 and PS3. At least I think I did it on PS3, right? I know I did it on PS4. And then, the last game I earned some trophies in was Saints Row the Third Remastered. So far this week, we completed the Ho Boat, that is a story mission, as well as http://deckers.die, which is another story mission, so completed those. We're near the end. This is actually my next story mission, and the game says I'm at like maybe 36 or 37 story missions complete out of the 47, so there's not a whole lot left. Then you have more story-related trophies. You can replay the final mission to get the 2 different endings. And then you have all the city takeover gameplay, which I haven't finished any districts really yet, just because I want to save them so I can knock out challenges and stuff with a few enemies still roaming around, just to make it a little more easy. The trafficking missions are where you have to guard someone while they're trafficking certain substances. Heli Assault is basically just like I think is sort of like a mayhem type mission. I can't remember if I've done any of these yet, but you're just using a helicopter. Finished all the mayhems, which are where you're on the ground using your own weapons and grenades to cause damage. Then we have Trailblazing, finished those. Those are racing type missions. They're all fairly easy. The tank mayhem missions are really easy. It's just mayhem, but you get to use a tank. Professor Genki is the one where you go into like a game show and you have to kill mascots and avoid traps and get to an end goal in a time limit. Then there's 80 total collectibles in the game. I'm at 60, so only 20 more. So I've got the collectible detector, but I might need to look up guides just to figure out where some of them are, because the collectible detector, it only shows them on the small mini-map, not on the big map, so it's a little bit harder to figure out where they are unless I'm missing something. I can look and see if maybe I'm missing something with that, and maybe there's another way to toggle them on. Then you have to complete all the challenges. I think there's 41 challenges in the game, and I've completed like 16 or 17 of them. And then earned all of those trophies. I'm working on this one. I've done like 20 to 25 gang members, so a long way to go on that one. It's just kind of an annoying one. Kill 50 brutes is pretty unmissable while you're doing everything else in the game. And then fully upgrade 1 weapon in each slot. I got 1 slot to go, special weapons for that. 1 stronghold to its full glory. There's either 2 or 3 strongholds you can upgrade, which gets you extra abilities, and it's definitely worth doing. Most of the gang operations are done. I'm at like close to 20 hours spent, so it's going to take me probably over 30 hours, especially once you tack on all the DLC. This one, actually, you have to use, I believe, both the Penetrator and Fart in the Jar to get the kill, so you stun them with the Fart in the Jar and then beat them up with the Penetrator. And then I've done 34 of the 36 Hitman targets, so just 2 more of those. And I delivered all of the vehicle targets. This is actually a missable trophy due to the Stag Enforcer being a vehicle that's in the game that you have to do for a challenge, or for this one. As far as I know, I've got to save before the Belgian problem, which is this Act 1 mission, so I'm not worried about that one because I can just reload that save if there isn't some kind of chapter select, even though I heard that there might be. But I at least finished the vehicle one, and I think there might be 1 challenge that you have to do before Stag leaves the city, but could be wrong on that as well. And then I have been told that with these DLCs, I don't think there's anything missable in Genki Bowl, because I believe you can just replay the game mode types, because Super Ethical PR and... because that, I think, is a new type of activity. Same with Sad Panda Sky Blazing and Apocalypse Genki, I think are all just, new activity types. I believe that the Sexy Kitten Yarngasm is also a type of it. So I think it's just complete all the activities, and I think you can replay them. So I don't think there's anything missable in Genki Bowl. Gangstas in Space, I think might have missable stuff, but I could be wrong on that one. I'm not sure if it actually does. Trouble with Clones might be the same way. Like, I want to say at least one of these DLCs does have missable trophies, but I'm not entirely sure. So I need to look into all of that and determine that before I, try to get started on any of the DLC. But, I mean, the game's fun. It's going very well. Just got a little bit more to clean up. I'm at like 82% in-game completion, so progress is going by pretty quickly. So, with that, level 723, 86%, 20,412 total trophies, 505 platinums, 2,964 golds, 5,464 silvers, 11,479 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. I might jump into the Division. I don't know if I will this week, though, because I kind of just want to push through Saints Row the Third as well as Lego Harry Potter. Also got to do that new Minecraft DLC, so we'll see where that goes. Apparently, Fallout 76 is getting another DLC this year, like the rest of the Brotherhood of Steel quest line, but I'm going to assume that since Steel Dawn didn't get one, Steel Rain won't have one. But I think that there's going to be another DLC for Fallout 76 with trophies in 2022. because they just revealed it on either Saturday or Sunday at the whole Bethesda E3 conference, and they mentioned Expeditions, as it's called, and we're going back to the pit, apparently, and I'm willing to bet that there's going to be a trophy list for that, and I swear it better not have the same crap that Wastelanders did with having to beat the thing twice and level back up to 20, because that was just ridiculous and added on too much extra time. But otherwise, I will probably get a couple easy platinums this week. Got to build up my stockpile of videos and start going through my giant backlog of games. So those are my plans for this week. As for uploads, sorry I couldn't get the 401 to 500 part 2 out this past week. It took longer to edit than I thought, and also took like 2 hours to export out of Premiere Pro. But it should be up on Wednesday. That's my goal, is to try to upload it on Wednesday the 16th. And then, Monday will be this typical trophy update. Tuesday will be a platinum trophy video. Wednesday will be that. Thursday and Sunday will each be a video. I've got the first Aruba vlog done. I've got the 4th part of Mario Party 8 game done as well. So, yeah, I got plenty of good content for this week and probably next week as well. So, shouldn't have any shortage of content for the next few weeks. Streams should be pretty normal on Friday, Saturday. We should be able to finish off Fallout 4's main story. But we'll still have a few videos after that of Nuka World. So, that series isn't quite done yet. And afterward, I got to figure out what I want to do next. If I want to go do some more obscure challenge runs with like Uncharted or Borderlands or even Call of Duty. Or if I just want to go, play some other games casually, like Resident Evil 4, Homefront the Revolution, or something. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. And I will see you guys this week for more content.